Good afternoon. My name is Latrina. I came across one of your ads while attending the Frederick Keys game in Frederick last night, and I'm reaching out because I've been making these custom free videos for small businesses with some tips and tricks to improve your online presence. I'm not selling anything. I have this small business with my sons, and we've been making these videos with the hope of helping out in the community after the pandemic. But your feedback would be important. So if it's not too ridiculous to ask, please shoot me an email to let me know if you thought the tips were helpful or not, just so that I can continue to improve the videos and make sure that I'm bringing value. So what I'll go over in the video is content, backlinks, and citations and why these are important website elements. We'll go over your company's online presence and make recommendations for improvement. So content is anything that you have on your website, such as your words, your images, and your videos. It's important to have sufficient content so they can get all of the relevant keywords onto your website. Ideally, Google prefers websites that have at least 1,500 words on the home page and at least 500 on your back pages. This helps them to rank and to grab your keywords. Citations are important to have as well. These are listings in Yelp, Google, etc. It just contains your business name, your address, and your phone number. I have an example on the screen here for you, but you want to have as many of these citations throughout the internet to promote your website. And the more you have, the better. And ideally, you'd have more than your competition. Then there are backlinks, and the backlinks are the placement of your website address or URL on other websites. For example, if you're on Instagram, Yelp, Facebook, any of these are directing traffic to your website. And the more backlinks you have, the more popular your website becomes. And in the eyes of Google, it places high emphasis on those websites that have many backlinks, because to them, it validates and shows that you're a legitimate business. So you want to get as many relevant backlinks. And when I say relevant, you want to make sure they are appropriate for your area of service. So let's take a peek at what's going on your website. It's very clear. I would say it's very easy to find what we're looking for. What I would recommend, as I pointed out, it's crucial to have sufficient content. It's ideal. It's not even necessarily ideal anymore. It's necessary. If you really want to rank highly with Google, you're going to need at least 1,500 words on your homepage. So I would just build out this page a little bit more, spend some time there talking more about like your residential quarterly pest control, your monthly commercial control, wildlife trapping, anything that sets you apart. Just spend time discussing that on your homepage, at least 1,500 words to help you outrank your competition. Okay. Once you do that, that will significantly improve your visibility in Google and make it more easy for people to find you. Also, take the time to save your images with words that are relevant to your line of service. So this image, for example, I just clicked on, it just has some characters here that don't mean anything. Google crawls not only your front page, but they also look at the labels that you have placed on your website for your images. So save those. Take the opportunity to save those as keywords that have to do with pest control, okay? Because that will also boost your presence. If we take a look in Google right now, and I do pest management Maryland, I know you service other areas as well, West Virginia, DC, whatever. But I didn't want to waste your time going over every single area, so I just chose Maryland because that's where I'm at. I see that you're running an ad, and there's nothing terrible about ads, but what I'm trying to show you are some things that you can do to improve your website yourself, okay? Some organic things. So one thing to keep in mind too is when you have ads, not everyone will see them because a lot of people have ad blockers on their computers. So the ideal place that you want to get your website listed is in this area called the map pack, and this is prime real estate in Google. Google considers the companies that they list here as their top ranking customers, not customers, companies. And so they give them preference. If you're here in the map pack, you're getting 30 to 40% of the traffic on Google. And then the first 1 to 3 pages of Google is where you want to be if you can get there. And you can get there if you follow some of the tips that I'm sharing, especially the content. Content is especially important. So you're going to want to build out your website a little bit more. And the reason that's important is because the more content you have, people don't realize this, but the more content you have, the more time Google actually spends on your website, grabbing your keywords, getting familiar with your website. And the more familiar and comfortable they are with your website, the more willing they are to place it in front of people who are searching for pest management in Maryland, for example, right? So let's take a look at your stats. So right now, when we are looking at you and another top ranking pest control company, Southern Pest Control, we can see the last week you were getting about 300 or so, 270, 285. So let's just say 300 clicks per day. Compared to Southern Pest Control, they were getting 3,000. They had a dip here where they dropped down to 300s, but then they were back up here, organically getting 3,000 clicks per day. Now that's a huge gap. And it's a gap that I believe you can easily close by getting more content. Also focus on your keywords. Start your keywords that you have. They're not terrible, but a lot of them focus on your name. You want to be more buyer intent. You want to use more buyer intent keywords that people are actually typing into Google. Not the keywords you think highlight your business, but the ones people are actually going into Google and typing when they're looking for pest management in Maryland, Virginia, DC, West Virginia, whatever. Okay. So those are the things you want to do to improve your online presence. I believe it can be done. I believe you can gradually increase your client base and your visibility in Google by following the tips that I've shared with you. I hope this has been helpful. I won't go on any further. I've gone longer than I intended. But please shoot me an email. Let me know what you thought about the video, if it was helpful at all. And I'd appreciate it. Help me to continue to provide the service to our community. In the meantime, have a great day, and I wish you much success. Take care. Bye-bye.